fresher, more fragrant. These are totally not your average prawn toasts. These are my Thai style prawn toasts. Okay, so prawn toast might conjure up your sort of 90s Chinese restaurant experience with really soggy bits of hard toast and the teeniest amount of that prawn stuff on the top. This is not that. This is a beautiful, fresh, fragrant, and so zesty and just completely flavorful version of prawn toast. All right, let's do the prawn topping, the all-important part first. I've got some beautiful tiger prawns here. And then I like to add a little bit of fish here. I'm using a snapper. I find that the fish kind of gives a kind of lighter, moussier texture to the whole thing. And now let's get started on all the herbaceous goodness. I've got some kaffir lime leaves here. Now you can find these guys at most Asian grocers. They freeze really well. So if you're making a special trip, grab a whole bunch and put them in the freezer. And if you can't find these, some lime zest will do as well. Now you just want to take the stems out first. Now just roll those up. And finally slice. Pop those into your blender as well. And then I also want some coriander. Now I like to use the stalk part of the coriander for this mainly. It has a more robust flavour that stands up to the deep frying a little better than just the leaves. And now some garlic. Some fish sauce. A little pinch of salt here. The salt actually seems to help with the texture of this as well as adding a little bit of salty flavour. And then an egg white to bind everything together. Now blend that until you have a really smooth paste. So this is the kind of texture that you're after. It should be quite a firm mix, almost like a kind of dough consistency. And now take yourself some slices of bread. I like to go with a baguette style of bread here, and I want it at least a centimetre thick. And unlike the Chinese restaurants of the 90s, we are going to stack this with loads of that yummy prawn mixture. And now final little flourish, you want some sesame seeds. I'm using some black ones today. And a little sprinkling of chili flakes. So at this point these guys are ready to go. Now you could do this a day in advance, pop them in the fridge and fry them when you're ready to, or you can put them in the freezer and keep them for a month or so. Very handy to have. But before we cook ours today, I need to make a little tangy dressing. So I'm going to start off with some fish sauce, some sugar, some white vinegar, and you want some lime juice as well, and some red chilli. This is a mild red chilli. I'm really more after the colour here than the intense heat. Now just give that a mix and let it sit for a little while just to let that sugar dissolve. Now to check if your oil is hot enough, you can employ my favourite method, which you would have seen a lot on my channel, but a wooden chopstick or a wooden spoon into the oil, and we're just waiting for some fast, furious little bubbles. Now in go your little prawn toast, guys. Put the topping down into the oil first, because that side needs a little bit longer to cook. We just need a couple of minutes on this first side, and when you've got a really lovely blush pink opaque colour on that prawn side, flip those guys over, and you need another minute or so just to get that toast on the bottom really golden. Now what I like to do with these is serve them under a tumble of fresh herbs drizzled with a whole lot of that beautiful tangy dressing. So pop these out onto a plate. And now grab a whole bunch of herbs. Asian herbs like Thai basil and mint are really nice here. And then put a little bit of that dressing on top of the herbs. Give that a mix, and then just sprinkle those on top. Now one final dousing with that dressing, and there you go. Not my childhood prawn toast, in this case a very good thing. And look at, it just is so pretty. All those fresh herbs, that bright red chili. Look at how golden and beautiful that toast is. That is insanely good. Wow. All those beautiful herbs, the kaffir lime in particular, really shines through. And that big pop of juicy prawn fish mixture, it really is so good. You will never order these out again, I promise you. Really good. If you've got any comments or questions, pop them below. And if you enjoyed the video, why not hit that subscribe button plus the little bell one, and that way you'll get notified every time I release a new video. Thanks guys.